Welcome everyone, this is a review of the new 2020 Scrum Guide. Sam, you and I have reviewed the Scrum Guide. We've done an audible version of it, which I'm super excited about. What's your initial impressions of it?
My initial impressions is that it's simpler and that it's more applicable universally, well beyond technology. We're going to share with you our key 5 changes and what we think. The 2020 Scrum Guide uses much simpler language. We've removed a lot of the inferences to technology work and made it more applicable to all industries. The other thing that's fantastic is the Scrum Guide's now only 13 pages long. Stu, what are some other examples about how maybe it's got less prescriptive?
It has got less prescriptive, but they're now looking at something called the minimally sufficient framework. So things like the daily Scrum questions have been removed, and the language has been softened around things like the product backlog items and around sprint cancellation. I think the fact that they have removed the IT element is a real testament to the fact that Scrum is now being used widely in education, in government, and in healthcare. Sam, I'm excited about this one. This is one team focused on one product. And the goal here was to eliminate that them and us situation where you've got perhaps the product owner versus the development team. And what the new language is that it's just one team, it's one Scrum team. So instead of having a them and us, it's just an us. And I think that's a major step forward.
Fantastic. So the development team has been replaced with the concept of developers. So there's now a Scrum Master, a product owner, and developers. And don't think developers means software engineer. It just means the people doing the work, the people developing the product, such as?
Making a water bottle, creating a product, creating a car.
Yeah.
I just think it's unfortunate that developer has got that IT connotation. And I think we're now in a stage that we're now getting removed that, and it's just a person who's delivering the product.
The Scrum Guide now talks about the Scrum team being self-managing rather than self-organizing. Now, the certified Scrum trainer professionals had a lot of challenges with self-organizing, Stu, over the years, and I believe that this is simpler and easier to work with. What's your view of what do we mean by self-managing?
I just think it's tightened up, and I think that it's a nod to that hierarchy of that there is no hierarchy, that we are all self-managing. And I also think that people can organize their time, but there's also a step up if I can manage my time. So it's a subtle difference, but I think a positive difference.
The Scrum Guide has introduced a new term for us called the product goal. Previously referred to as the vision or product vision, the product goal describes the future state of the product, the outcome that we're trying to achieve. Every sprint takes us closer to achieving the product goal. Tell us more, Stu.
The artifacts in the 2020 Scrum Guide remain the same, but each now has a commitment associated with them. So the product backlog now has the product goal, the sprint backlog has the sprint goal, and the increment has the definition of done. I think they're great changes, and it really, once again, gives us a greater focus on that achieving value. Sprint planning, I am super passionate about. I think it is the key Scrum event that if you can get sprint planning right, everything else just follows. So this is just such an obvious addition, and I'm so glad it's there. So the fact that we're bringing in topic 1 as why, along with the what and the how, I think that's a magnificent addition to the Scrum Guide.
Yeah, I fully agree. So the 3 topics now. So sprint planning, you start with topic 1, the why. And that helps us with the sprint goal and bring out the sprint goal. Topic 2 is the what. So it's what can we do this sprint? And topic 3 is the how. How will the chosen work get done?
And I think by having the why, it just allows the team to have that context sensitive. Why am I doing this? And that's going to improve morale. It's going to improve the value of the end product. Thank you for watching. Hopefully that was of value to you. I know we've enjoyed creating this. Sam, as a finale, what's been your big moment for this new Scrum Guide?
Yeah, so for me, the big moment is this concept of one team, and the Scrum team as a term meaning something. It always kind of went down to the dev team plus the PO plus the Scrum Master. So it became the three roles. Now it's one team, and I'm really hoping that the Scrum team can be used as a term that stays with us and gets rid of the divide between business and technology. I think it's a huge change. Yeah. What about you? What's your overall view?
I'm just being impressed that how can you take such a document that has been recognized as an industry standard at 16 pages only long and then reduce it even further to 13 pages. I'm also loving the simplification of the language to make it easier, to make it more digestible. And finally, just the removal of all the IT stuff. So I think it's a crossing the chasm moment that we recognize that Scrum is being used worldwide in every industry. And that's a major step and a lovely step as well.
Fantastic. And if you want to learn more, you've got two choices. We've got a PDF of the Scrum Guide that you can take from our website, or you can go to Audible and download Stu and I sharing in our own voices the Scrum Guide 2020.